Natural disasters strike us unexpectedly. We have seen tsunamis, cyclones, floods, landslides, earthquakes shatter lives and property within just a few minutes or seconds. Can students be involved in developing solutions to problems and challenges in their community? Can students be involved in the design of temporary structures after a natural disaster, such as a flood or a cyclone? How can it become a learning exercise for them?
Here is a project that, by the way, this was in 2015, December 3 in Chennai, there was a major flood. 1 million people were evacuated. The city was underwater. And it took more than a week for the water to drain. It was a terrible, terrible tragedy. But, one of the schools, in fact, this was SBOA school, it conducted a program by which a large number of school children participated in the rescue effort, rehabilitation effort, getting help for the people, etc. Now, one project that was done with these children was designing an emergency shelter for use after this natural disaster. Basically, a tent. How much height is needed for sleeping or lying flat or on your side? Can you make use of the whole floor space? So you're designing a tent, that's all. But you're designing everything about it. This is not a completely trivial question. What's a reasonable height at the center? How many pegs are you going to have? Now, you want to minimize these things as much as possible and yet make it comfortable because there is only so much material available. What should be the angle of the walls to achieve the height needed over much of the tent? This is actually trigonometry. And you want a tent to fit the average person. But what's an average person? In India, in Chennai, if I pick an average person, what height should I assume? What dimension should I assume? How many people should I assume in a tent? If you're talking about a family, should I say 3, 4? And what scale will you use for your diagrams and plan? This is not an easy question, right? I mean, engineers are used to it routinely, but this is not very easy. And this was actually done with a whole bunch of children.
We have seen students involved in flood relief and disaster work as volunteers. Can they be involved in the development of predictive technologies for disasters?
CBSE project that is on flood mapping. Our students represented the CBSE regional exhibition. They were selected after the first round and they could present their project over there. For Maker Fest at Volgati Palace, our students stole the show of the Maker Fest. There was a paper report about the flood mapping and they got enough chance to explain their project.
Vidyodaya presentation, we could see one concept being developed that is on the with respect to the disaster management. I think that is what flood management control system. The students have come up with a system. I think that is the need of the hour, and these type of innovations are to be encouraged. And in fact, Government of Kerala is giving lot of encouragement and support for this type of activities. In fact, Cochin University of Science and Technology has been also appointed as the key agency for roping in this type of technology. You can also get in touch with me also in this regard. Yesterday, I was having a discussion with a company who has in fact implemented this type of a product in Singapore for giving alert system for the Singapore city when the flood is coming.
Can innovations developed in schools be patented? Can it be patented with just a prototype or only just a model?
Project which we did, 2 or 3 of them we already, they told that we can take patent.
For a patent application, you don't need to demonstrate. For applying for a patent, you don't have to demonstrate the product. There are different levels of applying for patents. So there is need not to have any product. You can have only the idea can be patented.